What's up, everyone? Welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Live, this super cool nerd show. Thank you for joining us out there in the super cool nerd nation for another podcast of the news of the week from the best nerds around. I am Jason the X. I don't do this show by myself. Down here is Ricardo.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Next to him, that is Cora.
I'm a burrito.
Yeah, she's a tortilla. She's wrapped in a tortilla. And down there we've got Kat and Cass.
Hi, I'm Cass. That's Kat.
We're not burritos. Not tonight.
Not yet.
We wouldn't say no to a burrito, though.
I mean, who would?
Burritos.
You want Taco Bell?
Free birds.
No kidding. Hey, taco.
Oh, it's too big.
That's what she said?
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you.
That's fair. Should have seen that one.
Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
No, seriously.
Look,
Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
But has anybody here actually gotten like the super gigantic burrito at Freebirds?
Absolutely not.
You haven't? You've
Oh, yeah.
Not in a long time.
It was a challenge. It took me all day. I ate it and like I ate like half of it for lunch, the other half for second lunch, and then like a little bit left for early dinner. And then, I'm like a hobbit, you have first breakfast, second breakfast, lunch, brunch, lunch.
Walking around all day with this burrito, like everything he does, he has the burrito with him. He's loading the dishwasher. He's got the burrito.
Hey, it's worth the $15.
He's like vacuuming a floor and still eating the burrito.
I don't know, dude. I can't stand I like Chipotle a lot, but one of the issues I have is if a burrito is so big that you only get like one or two ingredients in each bite, it's just not for me.
Yeah, it's got to all be in there. And
Yeah.
Oh, have you ever
Freebirds because they spread their food around in there. So
have you ever
That's
gotten the burrito where someone puts or rolls it the wrong way?
Oh, and all
So
your
you
stuff
have-
is, like, the meats in the middle and
The sour cream's on one side, the cheese is on the other.
Yeah, that is a pet peeve of mine. It's not like I can take it back. What do? Just open it up,
Exactly.
like stir everything up, and then that's what they should do. They should stir everything up and then roll it.
No, sour cream isn't good when it's like stirred into things.
That's
like
true.
it needs to be kind of separate, but just like a little bit of it.
With one very notable exception.
That's not what the
What?
show's about, though.
Red velvet cupcakes. If you add sour cream to it, it makes them very moist and delicious.
Oh yeah,
does he say
one of my
about that
best
word?
friends' moms used to make mayonnaise cake with the same principle. Does not taste like mayonnaise at all. It
Yeah.
just moistens the cake.
So
Makes
yes,
it
welcome to
really
SCNS.
moist.
We are now a Food Network show.
Yeah, we're gonna tell you all 4 things we know about cooking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
I
my
have
mom
cooked
made
brownies during a show before.
My mom made carrot cake muffins today.
Nice.
All right, and now that we're done with the cooking portion of this show, let's go ahead and kick it off with some super cool nerd news. So starting off, we have the doctors. Can the doctors report to the set? Yes. Laura Dern tweeted out a picture today of her new chair, and it is a Dr. Ellie Slatler and Dr. Alan Grant and their little director chairs. Yes, they are on set now for filming for Jurassic World Dominion, which it needs to be better than that last one. That's all I can say. Okay. Damn, I hated that movie. I hated the end. I haven't left a movie as pissed off as I did with the last Jurassic World, but
Apparently, you didn't see Fantastic Four in theaters then.
I mean, no, I left the theater angry at that one, but not for a Jurassic Park movie, man. I've never left the theater like, man, you got to be kidding me. So we got dinosaurs out in the world now. Anyway, so yeah, Laura Dern is on set reprising her role as Ellie Slatler, and my God, what is the guy's name that plays Dr. Alan Grant? I can't think of his name right now.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. They're back and hopefully going to make this movie better. No word on if Jeff Goldblum is there to see if life finds a way. But
It always does.
they're there. It is expected to release in 2021. Okay, sure. I'll take them at their word for that one.
That's optimistic.
Very
Yeah.
much so, considering that I'm not going out there. No. Just not going to do it. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Nope.
But,
There's not a high enough price tag to get me out there.
I mean, I go in like, it's like quick. Anytime I can go to the store or, I don't even hunt toys like I used to. That's bad. And
So, Cora, talking about high prices actually kind of leads into my story, which is great.
go ahead.
So for those that were excited to see Mulan, now you will for a hefty price, kind of. Depends on what side of the spectrum you are on this. So Mulan is coming out on Disney Plus. They have announced this. It will debut on Disney Plus on September 4th, but it's going to cost you. It will be part of a premium rental price of $30. So you can be at home with your family or by yourself, order some pizza, grab some drinks, and pay $30 to watch Mulan on Disney Plus. Now, there were some people out there putting things out like saying, hey, this is a 24-hour rental price. That was never said at all during the call that during their financial call saying that they were going to do this. Once you quote unquote rent Mulan, it will be in your Disney Plus account as long as you are a subscriber. So it's not a one-time thing. Like it's not rent and then it's gone after 24, 48 hours. It's yours. So, but yeah, this movie has been delayed many times throughout the year, of course, because of due to the darkness. But I guess Disney just got tired of waiting and said, "Here you go. We're putting it out there." I want for. It's difficult. I would love to see this, in the theaters, but at the same time, I understand.
I think they're under a lot more pressure from some other investors that, in China, they want this movie to come out.
The thing is, though, it's already out in China.
It is?
It's out in very select theaters, or it will be.
Oh.
Countries that do not have Disney Plus will get a theatrical release.
Okay, so is this kind of like a test platform to see if maybe I'll be buying Black Widow for $30?
Well, right now they're saying this is a one-off.
No,
This is a one-time thing.
If this works, this is going to be a thing. Guys,
So,
seriously.
and I've seen a lot of people that they're like, I'm not paying $30 extra to watch
Yes, they will.
Mulan on a platform that I already pay $6.99 for. But I'm like, okay, so if a family five wants to go to a movie theater, it's like $10 a ticket, so that's $50 right there. Popcorn's like $12 plus, 4 or 5 sodas. That's another $50 right there. You're already saving a bunch of money by staying at home and just renting Mulan for $30 and keeping it in your service as long as you are a paid subscriber to Disney Plus.
Okay, it's a little bit more than if that's still more if I was to buy a hard copy and get a digital copy along with it. I'm not buying Mulan for $30. Now, if it was Black Widow, I would buy Black Widow for $30. Because
I'm not doing it either. $30 is way too steep when you pay for experiences at the theater. You get to go sit in the dark with your friends, and they put it on. You have no distractions. Nobody interrupts the movie for the most part. People are pretty good about it. And especially like with the leather seats with the footrests and all that, like I dig that. Like I pay for that, and I know that this isn't more than I would spend at a theater, but I think it sets a bad precedent. It's upsettingly expensive to me to have no other parts of an experience included and just sit at home. I'm not saying like they should release it in a theater right now. It's not the right time. I get that. I'm not saying that people should go to the theaters right now. I'm just saying like I don't want to pay $30 to sit at home.
So is it the movie or is it the price? And my mic is
both.
low. Is that what I'm seeing here?
Well, for me, okay, so the movie costs $200 million to produce and many millions more to market and promote across the globe, of course. I mean, the promotion they were really gearing up for it, and then everything shut down. So I understand doing the $30 plus. Like earlier this year, Trolls World Tour and Scoob both went to video on demand for $20, and they did phenomenal business. Like I know a number of friends that and families that bought both movies, or at least I know more people bought Trolls than I know of people that bought Scoob. So it's $10 more than what is quote unquote normal. So I don't know. I will probably drop the $30 for it, just because I also share the platform with several friends. So I'm like, here, you guys now get to watch this movie.
Well, don't say it out loud that you share your platform.
They don't know
You have
which
a number
account
you're
is.
allowed to, a number that's allowed to be on your account. I'm sure.
I'm under.
Ricardo, when you're going to a movie theater, are you not taking into account the experience at all? That doesn't matter to you?
Kind of, but also like this is a Disney film. Usually it's gonna be a lot of kids. There's always like crying and talking from kids, that kind of stuff. So I'm also taking account that this is a kids film, quote unquote, a kids. It is a Disney film. There's gonna be a lot of kids. There's gonna be those distractions. And that
Right.
also, if I'm watching this at home, if I need to go to the bathroom, I can pause it. I don't have to hold it for hour and a half, an hour, whatever. So I'm taking that into account where it's like, hey, you know what? If something comes up, I can just pause the movie and go do whatever I need to, then come back to it, and I'll have it there.
Okay.
So kids' movies should be more expensive on VOD?
No, I'm just saying. Well, for one, it's Disney, so I mean, I get why it's going to be a premium price because it's Disney. Disney's usually more expensive. But I don't know. I'm okay with this. I understand because for people that are like just individuals, like I get them not wanting to buy this movie, but for families, I think it's good. It's not great.
I mean, should they just go straight stored, hard, and digital release? Because I don't like this whole simply digital thing. That's why I'm not down for this.
Oh, I don't care about that at all. I'm just not down for, well, it's Disney. Disney gets to charge more because they, quote unquote, lost money advertising. Sure. Is Disney still financially sound? Should we be worried about Disney and if they can make it?
Yeah.
Then no, suck it up. Stuff happens.
Also, Disney, the end of the world didn't happen to Disney. It happened to all of us. In a time of extreme financial hardship, it's odd to me. It's not odd to me that a company would do that, but it's odd to me that people are okay with the company doing that.
Yeah, the richest people in the world keep getting richer without getting too political. I don't want to say that, but I'd rather spend my 30 hard-earned bucks buying somebody's. You could buy 6 indie films or something.
I don't know. There's certain movies, like I said, if they had done this with Black Widow, I mean, by now I should have had Black Widow on DVD and have watched it 5 or 6 times. So I'm bitter. But
So for y'all that think this is too expensive, back in 2011, Universal released Tower Heist to cable subscribers for $60 3 weeks after it opened.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, $30 compared to
It's
60.
also ridiculous.
$60? No.
If somebody released something for $120, you don't look at $60 and go, well, that's more reasonable. Sure, that's more reasonable than $120. That doesn't mean 60 or 30 is
$60.
reasonable.
That's me in the store going, DVD, video game. DVD, video game.
Yeah, hour and a half, 60 hours.
No.
That's
Well,
insane. That's
I myself
ridiculous.
personally will be dropping the $30 to see this movie. So
Okay. Well, let's move on. Anybody else got movie news or anything before I
I do.
Who said I do? I'm sorry.
Cass.
Cora and I both did.
Oh, Cora, go for it. You haven't had one yet.
All right. So, as per the norm, I have a fun old anime movie to share with y'all called Demon City Shinjuku. This is a movie from back in 1988 based on the classic horror novel by Hideyuki Kikuchi. And if that name sounds familiar to you, It is because he is the writer for Vampire Hunter D.
Oh.
So it's that same author. Sentai Filmworks recently picked up the digital streaming rights to this film. We don't know what outlets it's going to be available on right now. We just know that it will be available on select digital outlets. It will also have the original dub for the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Ooh.
For those who are new to the film, the story is about a man named Levi Ra that has created a demon city inside Tokyo's Shinjuku district. He aims to destroy the entire planet. Sayaka Rama vows to take on Levi Ra to rescue her captive father, and she's accompanied by Kyoya, who is a teenager in the story, and the mythical figure of Mephisto.
I actually remember this anime from back in the day, so I'm cool with this one. This is classic. This is the good stuff.
Isn't Shinjuku, isn't it the nerdy section
Yes.
in Tokyo?
Sort of, yeah.
Like, it's not the cosplay district. Like, I've been there, so I feel like I should know which is which. Yeah. Like, for that specific, I've been to Shinjuku. But I think it's like one of the nerdier arcades and... But not cosplay.
That's where I would spend 6 hours of my day if I was in Japan.
We went there. We played Tekken before it was out in the States, whichever one it was. It was great. I played Baby Metal on a kind of a rock band type guitar.
Oh, I think from the chat you might be talking about Akibara, but there is the Shinjuku district.
Maybe.
Akibahara. Or is it Akibara?
It's
Akibahara?
Akihabara. Anyway.
Akibahara?
That
Oh, whatever.
might be right. Thank you, John. John?
Speaking of, okay, well, as long as you said John, I'm going to go ahead and move on. So it was confirmed we're getting John Wick 4. We know that movie's coming, but they are filming alongside John Wick 4, John Wick 5. Yes, they're going to be filming both movies at the same time, probably because they're like, we have a window to shoot. Go, 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 go. in case the virus comes back. Okay, look, I like the John Wick movies. 3, I'm starting to see diminishing returns. No? Who's shaking? Look at down there. She's shaking her head no. What?
It's a great. They're all great. They keep getting better.
Amazing. 1 was amazing. 2 was amazing. 3 was amazing. Keanu Reeves said a while back that he would keep making them as long as people kept watching them. I'm telling you right now, I will keep watching them until he stops making them. They're
like them.
So extra. I love it.
But it seems like John should have run out of people to kill by now. Okay.
Are there still people on the planet?
No.
Exactly.
He has to have a personal stake in it, okay, for him to go after these people usually. He can't have beef with this many people, okay?
He didn't have beef. That's the whole thing.
He wanted to retire quietly, and they brought him back in.
The second one, his little coin thing, they made him. I don't remember if it was the second or the third one. It was his coin.
And he killed that dude.
He keeps getting. It's not his fault. He just wants to retire with his puppy. They're not letting him.
And then he got right back. Look, okay, fine. I will go watch these movies, but I'm just like, when is the bubble going to burst? Please, because I like Keanu. Don't do this
on
to him.
Hardcore violence.
You know what? I just want Keanu in either 4 or 5 to kill either John Bernthal or Thomas Jane.
No, neither one of them. Well, John Bernthal maybe. Yes, because I brought this up on my Facebook. Like, who wins out of like comic Warzone Punisher and like peak John Wick?
I don't know, man.
I know we don't need
brutal.
We don't need to be anywhere near wherever they're beefing. That's all I'm saying. But, you know, I didn't have an answer. That's why I posed it. But that's something for another time. So, all right. Who else has another movie hit?
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, actually, Bill and Ted Face the Music actually got moved up from September 1st to August 28th. That's just a Tuesday to the previous Friday. It is going to have a theatrical release, very limited, obviously. Mostly it is also going to be released on VOD. So if you're looking for your Bill and Ted fix, that's where you're going to get it.
I am looking for my Bill and Ted fix. So yeah, a week.
We all are.
Is there any reason they moved it up a week? I mean, normally.
Basically, it was because typically digital release and home releases happen on Tuesday, and theatrical releases happen on Friday. So they just moved it up to kind of fit within the theatrical release timeline. That's it.
All right. Anything else movie related?
Yes, I got two.
Friday, yeah.
All right, go ahead, Rick. What you got?
So Robert Zemeckis earlier this year was confirmed to write and direct a live-action Pinocchio movie for Disney because they are remaking all of their animated classics. And early negotiations are that the one and only beloved America's grandfather, Tom Hanks, is in negotiations to play Geppetto.
Well,
this makes me so happy because it's Tom Hanks and I can see him as Geppetto. And that is really the only real casting news we have of this movie so far. Like I said earlier this year, Robert Zemeckis was on board to direct and as also writing it. And this is not the first time Zemeckis and Hanks have worked together. They've also worked together in Forrest Gump, Castaway, and The Polar Express. So they've had some experiences with one another. So yeah, we've got that going on. So still no.
I'm so sorry. I thought they already made a remake of Pinocchio.
Nope.
Dumbo.
It was called Dead Silence. James Wan produced it.
Oh yeah.
Had Donnie Wahlberg in it. Is that not a live remake of Pinocchio? Because that's pretty much what I expect from Pinocchio.
I mean, if they need
'90s
some
with Jonathan Taylor
actors, I can
Thomas,
suggest them. Like Ron Perlman, maybe. Could be
You can't.
Wooden faced, no
This-
expression.
This is going to have to be
How
a
dare
horror
you.
movie, right? Like, seeing a wooden doll turn into a donkey is the most terrifying thing I can think of.
That
You need
was
to
pretty
watch
shocking
the-
as a kid.
you need to watch the 1998 version of Pinocchio with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Pinocchio.
That's horrifying. I don't understand how you make this movie and it's not a horror movie.
They've moved
Sorry.
on from movies that were at least good cartoons. Like Beauty and the Beast, you could like have hope for it because it was made from an amazing children's classic. And maybe I'm just actually too young, but Dumbo and Pinocchio, like, come on.
No, those are two that. No.
This is just
Is it
bad.
cut off?
So speaking of James Wan, actually, since you brought him up, he's actually involved in a movie remake right now, or in negotiations to be in one. Knight Rider is making its way to the big screen yet again. Of course, Knight Rider was originally a TV show from the 80s with David Hasselhoff as a police detective named Michael Knight, who fought crime with the aid of Knight Industries 2000, known as KIT, which is a card. James Wan is set to produce it, and we have a director. No, we don't. Do we? Hold on. I just saw the thing. I know it's just under development with James Wan producing it. So we're getting a new Knight Rider movie.
I'll believe this one when I see it. Look, Knight Rider's come back a couple times on TV, and I've watched them all, but...
We do have a writer for it, TJ Fixman, who has written 6 Ratchet and Clank video games and helped write the script for the 2006 movie adaptation, and also has credits on games like Resistance 2 and Overstrike.
All of this being said, I will still go watch a Knight Rider movie. I would.
I don't think you can replicate the magic that was the original TV show. The original TV show was a perfect blend of like when 80s cars like were all muscle and hard angles and style and David Hasselhoff. It's definitely very niche, but like it was amazing for what it was at the time. And I haven't seen anything convincing that replicates like that feel.
I'm just waiting for the inevitable rap remix of the theme song by, 4 rappers that just are trying not to curse the whole time. So
Get Lonely Island to do it.
all right, I think I have one more on movie news, and want to move on to some gaming stuff. But this is some good news. Just a quick one. Captain Marvel 2 will now be directed by Nia DaCosta. Yes, of the Candyman film that is upcoming, and she actually does have a lot of directing credit under her belt. This is a relatively young director that's getting a chance, and we've seen success in Marvel movies from this. I'm happy, but also, her take on Candyman, I'm not liking. Like, not in the bad way. I don't like. That movie looks creepy as hell. So
Do I need to watch Candyman? I've never seen it.
it has, like the remake hasn't come out yet.
No, I know. I've never seen the original.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a classic of cinema, but Wes Craven. So
Okay.
definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the remake,
Oh, that's fair.
just because they made Destiny's Child say my name scare the hell out of me. But I think it's going to be a severe contrast between those two films. So yeah, I'm curious to see what this director can do.
It's a horror movie, though, right? Candyman?
Yes, absolutely. It is horror.
So this is another person that directed horror moving into superheroes. Superheroes.
Which I just stand as a concept.
Yeah.
And I am very happy with, what is it? David H. Sandberg. David F. Sandberg did phenomenally well with Shazam. And you could see his horror roots in a lot of how the sins and the seven, a lot of how it's portrayed, its timing. They have very interesting pacing, I feel, coming from horror directors. So I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And woman of color. So
Woman of color.
Yeah. Congratulations, director DaCosta. We can't wait to see what you got to do. So yeah. Captain Marvel 2, and it's let me see. I did have a slate for that one. I think it's 2021 as well. Yep, 2021.
I'd be interested to see if she can make Brie Larson's face more interesting to watch.
So I accept it's 2022 summer. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, can we move on to some? Can we move on to some gaming news? That's what I'm fun with the movies. Kat, what you got for us?
Okay, so I have Dr. Disrespect is back, I guess? Question mark.
He
showed up on YouTube with a similar subscribe thing from Twitch. Dr. Disrespect made headlines earlier this year by abruptly ending a stream after apparently looking at something on his phone and just being like, oh, I got to take care of this or something. I don't remember. Anyway. So he popped up on YouTube this week. He has a $4.99 join the channel. I guess YouTube's finally put something in place that makes it work like Twitch subscriptions. I'm not a huge Dr. Disrespect fan. I think he stayed away just long enough to not have to tell us what happened.
Because he got banned, right?
He got banned from Twitch,
and we
permaban.
Still don't know why.
Yeah.
And we don't know why. We don't know what happened. He has a sketchy history. Cass and I have met him. He's a nice enough guy.
Yeah.
But we don't have a lot of insight beyond that. He had some sketchy history with his wife and cheating on his wife, and something that I genuinely believe was an accident where he walked into a restroom that nobody was in while
no.
filming.
There were people in there.
Was there?
Yeah, but he wasn't in control of the camera. The camera was actually following him, and I'm putting that more on the cameraman.
Thing.
I'm putting that more on the camera guy. They just followed him, and he kind of was like, I don't know. It didn't look intentional, but he got a ban for it.
I believe that was an accident on everybody's part, but it is part of his history. He's been fined and so on and so forth. We don't know what happened, but if you're a Dr. Disrespect fan, I think Kyle used to watch it. Then he's back. I am a big fan of the whole persona, 24-hour. 24/7 persona for in front of the camera,
intense,
very intense, sunglasses, hair, mustache, just really 80s hairband look. I think it's entertaining as a concept. He just doesn't do games that I like.
Yeah.
All right. I got a little bit more gaming news. If you didn't notice, this is normally around the time that we would be attending one of our local events, and that's Quakecon. But sadly, it is that thing going around that, we can't talk about because we get demonetized. But they are doing a Quakecon at home event. So starting tomorrow, they're going to have the opening ceremonies. Let me see. That's going to be at 12 p.m. Pete Hines will be doing the digital welcome. And all this is going to be on Twitch TV twitch.tv/Bethesda. They'll be doing panels from there. Like I said, the digital welcome starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. There will be one of the panels I'm looking forward to, about 5, is representation in video games. They are doing a Doom Eternal panel tomorrow as well. So yeah, they're still going to have some interviews and some events, but they're doing the best they can, guys. If you want to go on, you can get you some merch. I actually bought one of the QuakeCon at home t-shirts. I pre-ordered it because, we always get QuakeCon shirts, and it's disappointing, but we're just trying to do the best that we can with everything that's going on. Yes, it is disappointing. It's a fun event. We always go get some great interviews, talk to awesome people, but strictly going to be digital this year. Check it out on Twitch TV. And I hate talking about it because now I just made myself sad.
So sad. Yeah, it's always a fun event.
We had a lot of fun last year. We had the Doom Eternal stuff was last year.
Yeah.
And that amazing water cooled PC design were some of the highlights. We talked to Ben about his game.
But as sad as it is, we still get something, and thank you, Bethesda, for still putting on something for the fans. Guys, you're doing the best you can. We'll catch you next year if the world doesn't end. So can we still keep it on video games? Anybody?
I've got one more, but
Go on.
Court?
Same.
Yeah.
Mine's just really quick, and I find it kind of funny. So there was an author that wrote a book. It is a historical novel, or a historical type fiction novel taking place 2,000 years ago in the time of Mongols. And he needed a recipe for dyeing shirts or dyeing clothing red. And like you do, he used Google, but he went with the top result, which was from Breath of the Wild. And so therefore,
That's legit.
he put in the book a recipe list from Breath of the Wild, including Octorok eyeball, the tail of a red lizalfo, and 4 Hylian mushrooms. He had no clue. He was informed about it by his publisher. Some other people had caught it. He thinks it's kind of funny because it was one of those, well, it's going to happen. He's leaving it in the book, though. He's not going to change it because he finds it humorous enough. He's like, I'm just going to leave it. Screw it. It's going to be in the publication. It's going to stay there. He's taking it in stride.
Can he get sued for that?
You dumbass.
I'm not certain. If Nintendo doesn't sue him, then he'll leave it in the book. But he has no intentions of going, oh crap, take it out.
Nintendo, leave it in the book.
It's just one of those it's hysterical to me.
Thank you, Google. God damn.
I also just appreciate, like I said, that the author is just being chill about it and he's not being an asshole about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. I had one other thing to add, and I have to go get this, by the way. I was looking through some of the QuakeCon stuff, and y'all have to see this glorious friggin' skin for Doom Eternal. Look at this QuakeCon at home. I'm gonna make this huge. This Slayer skin here. I thought the unicorn one was ridiculous. Wow, that is kind of cool, but also kind of just too much for me. Oh man, I have to go get that now. I have to go get that with someone. And there are digital download goodies, by the way, so you want to go do that. But, oh, God. Where's my armor? Anyway, like real life.
That's so cute.
Kat, you got some more video game news to hit up, especially one with our home team.
Yeah, so Dallas Fuel. Dallas Fuel is in its third year of Overwatch League. The league's been going on for 3 years. Had another pretty disappointing run so far this year. I think we're not that bad, but we're like 8-9 or something. So firmly middle of the pack. In spite of the fact that we have what's supposed to be the world's most expensive player on our roster, a guy from South Korea by, I don't know what his name is, Decay is his in-game handle. He was released early, apparently per his request, after he benched himself for a number of games. And that was honestly, you kind of saw that coming. They picked up a new player they've been subbing in called Onigod, who's actually not from any Asian country. So that's a little weird. I think he's like Swedish or something. Anyway, he's really good. He's been subbing in fine. But kind of the big news was that Dallas Fuel let their coach go, their head coach. He's been our head coach for a couple of years. Like, he got announced, I think the day after Decay was released, but Arrow was let go, not released as far as we know per his request. And then the next day, a franchise player who's been with the team since they were envious pre-Overwatch League, his name was Harry Hook, let go for some misogynist type comments. It's more than that, though. It's an ongoing attitude, apparently. He was confronted. I saw some screenshots of like a Discord. He was confronted about it, and he wouldn't really change his views or walk back anything he said, so they let him go as well. He was the last of the original Envious group that was part of the main roster, Harry Hook. So he's gone. There's, of course, still Taimu and Mickey both stream under the Envious brand. So a lot of changes. Our season is not going to get better, I imagine, from here.
Yeah.
They also let go another coach, Tickety, who was an assistant coach under Arrow. And they let someone else who was in supplemental, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, to take his place for the remainder of the 2020 season. So
It's been a rough week, month, season.
3 seasons.
3 seasons. It's been a rough 3 seasons for Dallas Fuel fans.
Sounds like Jerry
Very
Jones
high
owns the team.
Expectations based on how they came in. They were widely expected to be the number 1 performing roster in Western roster in the world. They were the only roster who was more or less seen as competitive, even in Korea. They had won Apex and a number of things. So, but you got to flush the people who aren't doing well. I'd rather they did it now than at the beginning of the next season. We'll see what happens.
Cass, you had something on Sony for this week.
Yeah, Sony actually had their State of Play today.
I missed it.
So yeah, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube, so you didn't miss anything yet. There were just a couple of games that I wanted to mention, stuff that kind of caught my eye that I thought was really interesting. We did get an in-depth look at Godfall, which was announced, I think, last December, and is supposed to come out December of this year. We got pretty in-depth gameplay. We got to look at some of the weapons, some of the moves. If you like things like God of War, this actually looks like something that you would enjoy. There's also a co-op, so you can play with a couple other friends. So maybe a little bit more in line with like Dark Souls, but it doesn't seem as hard as Dark Souls from what I saw. So that looks really interesting. There's a game that I think this was the announcement trailer actually. Hood Outlaws and Legends. This
Ooh.
looks very Assassin's Creed-esque with a lot of stealth. Kind of you and a rival faction of underground workers kind of trying to twist world events in your favor, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. That is supposed to come out next year. The big one, game called The Pathless. This is supposed to come out the holidays of this year. And if you played Journey, this is actually a game that I think I would recommend to you. It's a lot about timing. It does seem much harder than Journey, but you are a hunter with a bird that helps you kind of float. You have to pet your bird to get him back into health so he can help you more, which is absolutely adorable. And a lot of the gameplay is centered around this bird. But you are a hunter, you have a bow and arrows, but instead of making you aim to hit the targets that help you go faster, it's all about timing. So as you get closer, the target kind of moves in, and if you hit it at the right moment, then you get a boost of speed and you go faster. It really seems like a lot of fun. In the Journey kind of style, you have to light up obelisks to help you move throughout your path. You also have a few enemies that you have to hide from and then later in the game confront. It looks like a really fun game. Again, very Journey-esque, very flowy, very just, I don't know, very fun. And you have to pet your bird. You pet your bird to help you more. And I think that's adorable.
All you had to tell me was I can even pet it as an option.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, game developers making you able to pet creatures in the game.
You're talking about Red Dead Redemption and the foxes, aren't you?
Ghost of Tsushima, you can pet after the foxes lead you to a shrine. You can pet them. And sometimes, though, the fox isn't there when you turn around to pet, and I'm legitimately disappointed.
No one told me I could pet foxes.
The last
they're so cute.
You can pet some of the dogs. You can even play with a dog at one point. Yeah, game developers are getting wise. They're like, if you let them pet the animal, they like that.
Actually,
you can pet the animals. You can pet the dogs in Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Well, it's funny because Sony also shared within the first 10 days of Ghost of Tsushima, over 8 million players. Players had petted the foxes 8 million times.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw this article that's like gamers, are they becoming more violent because of the types of games that they play? Like side by side with an article that was like, so they've pet foxes 8 million times.
I think like I swear in Ghost, like after they lead you and you're like, hey, good boy, good. The first time he wasn't there, I turned around, I was like, oh. Like my heart kind of felt like
they've played this game, Jason. You have to pet the bird.
I have to pet the foxes. Cute. I have to pet the foxes. Anyway, so yes, we're getting so violent in video games. We have to pet all of the animals we come across.
There should be a game where you just walk around the world and pet animals.
It's called Animal Crossing.
But you don't get to pet them, do you?
Hey, even look at Doom. His whole motivation is his rabbit died.
Exactly.
As a note, in Final Fantasy XIV, you may not, you can technically pet the minions that you have because you have like a pet emote, but there's also a hand over emote, and if you use it with the minions, you feed them, and they will walk over to you and eat out of your hand.
No.
Your little minion ducks. That's so cute.
It's so cute.
Let's keep this train rolling. We got like a couple more minutes. So anything else video game related before I have some TV stuff as well?
Just one really quick.
Go ahead.
Horizon Zero Dawn, its port over to the PC came online, I think 2 or 3 days ago. For the most part, it's getting good reviews. There are a couple of things that people have definitely noticed that maybe did not go as smoothly as like the Death Stranding port. The biggest thing that people seem to be confused about is basically most of the game you can run at 60 frames per second. So everything moves very quickly, but the facial animations are capped at 30. So So you're getting what they've described as a Wallace and Gromit-like effect, where the faces don't match the rest of the game.
What did they film these in? Because they did mocap work on that one.
I don't know. The other thing is basically the aspect ratio, how wide and how tall your computer is different than a TV for like a console. And so instead of having black bars, they're doing that thing that you see on Facebook sometimes where it will like reverse the image and be kind of blurry on the outside.
Oh.
Oh no.
I don't like when Facebook does that.
I don't either. Like I said, most of the port is really good. There's just a couple of things. So basically, the end statement is maybe wait a little bit before you get this port. I imagine a lot of these things are going to be patched up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe just hold off for a little bit before you get this on your PC. It's still absolutely stunning on consoles. If you're waiting for your PC, maybe wait just a couple weeks longer.
Dang. I got to see this Wallace and Gromit effect now. I'm probably going to be seeing it in my nightmares. But yeah. Oh.
I can't picture like part of a video moving at 30, like part of a video,
Like,
not different shots, because I've done shot mixing.
Literally.
You can make slow-mo with 60 frames per second clips mixed in.
I don't think
It's
I
an
can.
easy way to do that, but that's just a nightmare.
I would just turn the whole game down to 30 frames. I can't do it.
you
I can't
can't.
do it.
The toggle switch doesn't work yet. They have a toggle
I
switch.
have it on
It's
PS4.
broken.
I don't need this on PC. Anyway.
Just
I do
play it
have-
on your PlayStation. It's fine.
All
I
right.
do have one very quick thing about video games.
Oh, what you got, man?
Very quick. So earlier today, they released the theme song to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It is composed by Sarah. This last name is a little hard. Skockner and Jesper Kidd. They have both composed on previous Assassin's Creed titles, including Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed 2. You can listen to the song. It is currently out on YouTube right now. And Einar Selvik, known for his work on the show Vikings, is also helping write songs for the soundtrack.
It's
So,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really awesome. If you get a chance to go out there. And I did some exploring earlier, and they've released. I think this wasn't like an official thing. They've released other songs of the game on Spotify.
Nice.
So you can go on there, listen to them. It's like 8 songs that they've released, I believe. If it is what I think it is. So go on Spotify, listen to it. Go on YouTube, listen to the song. It's really awesome. It makes me very excited for this game. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla theme song.
All right.
I have one more in video games too.
Okay.
Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. This is the new like game of the summer that's taking over everything, and it came out I think this week. It got 1.5 million players in 24 hours. It's a relatively unknown company, Mediatonic, and it's the free PS Plus game. It is amazing. You guys have to look up this game. It's like I don't know if you guys have been to Epic Waters. It's the indoor water park. Everything is very colorful and bright and whatever. It's like if a bunch of 6-year-old kids tried to play soccer at Epic Waters, kind of. You're like this big, like blobby thing, and you're running around getting hit by obstacles and all these colorful things going around, and also you have to try and keep a soccer ball in your area, and there's a ton of them at once just crushing in. It's kind of got like a Mario Kart vibe.
I'm actually making the image bigger because they're like little white blobs in costumes.
It's a little bit Gang Beasts, which
it is a little bit. It
fun.
looks amazing. It's only going to be
weird.
PS4 and Steam at launch. They're hoping to expand to other platforms. It's not like Game Beasts in that it's well-made game with relatively consistent physics. but
interested.
it looks incredible. It's
You said it was free
you're
to play?
a jelly bean against the other jelly beans.
And you said this is free to play?
It is. It's a PS4 or PS Plus free to play,
Oh.
free to download.
Okay.
I think it's free. Yeah, I think it's free indefinitely if you're a PS Plus subscriber, which I don't know how you make PS work without that. And it's free, I think, for everyone for the month of August.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, it looks incredible. It looks a lot of fun. The sound design is really like lighthearted and smushy. And it's got the next Rocket League vibes like all over it, where it's just going to be a big thing.
I will give it a shot. I'm going to download it right now, actually. All right,
I'm
move
going to
on.
wait till after the show, but
Well,
that's because my internet can't handle it.
Well, let's move on to some television news, and one that I'm really excited about, Invincible. So we got some character models today. Going to make this a little bit larger for some of the characters in the show. You've got Omni-Man, Invincible, Adam Eve, Robot, Rex, Splode. But yeah, just giving us some heights on the characters. That looks straight off of the comic, by the way, because I was a big fan of the Invincible comic. So yeah, it looks good. But the other thing I was surprised by, I was looking at the voice casting for this show. Holy crap! You've got Stephen Yeun. He's going to be playing Mark, Invincible. J.K. Simmons, Sandra Oh, Mark Hamill, Seth Rogen, Zazie Beetz, Walton Goggins,
Love it.
Carrie Payton, Zachary Quinto, Kevin Michael Richardson, who, if you need a deep voice black man, you go to Kevin Michael Richardson. Sonequa Martin Green. This is a fantastic cast list here.
That is an awesome cast.
So
Do you say
Sonequa Martin Green, can you hear how hot she is through her voice?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. I've never shut my eyes when she's on screen.
oh yeah.
I mean, you had me at Zazie Beetz and Walton Goggins, but then you
Right.
add Sneaker Martin Green, and I'm in.
Yeah.
So this is a fantastic cast list. We got Mark Hamill. Like, okay, I would watch any show that's
Yeah,
got Mark
J.K.
Hamill doing a
Simmons.
voice. That's it.
The sexy, sexy Fire Lord.
So
Farlord.
I just finished Avatar, so
is anybody else
Okay, we'll talk about it after the show.
familiar with Invincible though?
No.
Like the comic or anything?
I've not, but I'm excited for the show.
It's gonna be good. It's ended its comic run. If there was ever a comic that you wanted to go out there and maybe get some trades and actually have an ending for it, yeah, it's coming to Amazon Prime 2020. One season announced already, so make sure you watch it because Jason wants another season of Invincible. Like, make it run as long as the comic did. I'm hot for this show. Bring it. So yeah.
So speaking of Amazon Prime, I've got one also an exclusive to Amazon Prime. We are getting a reboot. Well, we're getting a series on A League of Their Own, which is based on the 1993 movie about women's baseball that happened during World War II because all the men had to go overseas to fight the war. So instead of canceling baseball altogether, they put together a women's league, which lasted, I think, for about 7 years. I believe I got to do my research on that one. I'm sorry. But Broad City's Abby Jacobson, who's also starring in the show, and Will Graham are created the hour-long series, which is described as a reinterpretation of the original nearly 30-year-old feature film about the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. They filmed a pilot months ago, and they finally got the green light. Yes, make this into a series. We don't know how many episodes yet, but we do have a cast. We have, along with Abby Jacobson, we also have Shantae Adams, Darcy Carden. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this one. I'm so sorry. Kebimisola Ikumelo, Kelly McCormick, Roberta Colindres, and Priscilla Delgado will start in the new series with recurring guests Molly Ephraim, Kate Berlant, and Melanie Field. Jimmy Babbitt directed the pilot, and they are saying that some of the surviving members of the AAGPBL survey consultants on the pilot are expected to continue for during the series. So yeah, we're getting the All American Girls Professional Baseball League series, which I'm very excited about. They say it's gonna be with new characters, their own fresh modern vision on a timeless story of big dreams, friendship, love, and of course baseball. And they're also gonna tackle some issues, just such as like sexism and prejudice and all. I mean, it was not the 40s. It was
Now,
a very
the
different
original
time.
League of Their Own was really good, okay? So it's kind of one of those don't mess with movies. So the bar is high, okay?
Yeah.
I'm
They
just
did
saying.
try to do a series back in '93 after the movie came out.
Mhm.
It only lasted 6 episodes, and they had some of the original cast members from the movie star in that, but it didn't last very long. And the movie itself in 2012 was selected to the Library of Congress for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry for its portrayal of women's choices and solidarity during World War II. That was both funny and feminist. So it's got a very high bar, but I'm very excited about
wish
this,
them luck.
especially if they're.
I think
Huh?
the original movie's pretty white, isn't it?
No.
Well, I mean,
it's
for the
it's not
time,
bad.
Okay.
for the period it's set in, yeah.
It
Yeah, but-
seems to be that they're adding a lot of women of color, which seems really cool to me.
I believe as like by the third season they broke that color barrier. I have to double check on that. I've read about it a long time ago, but I know in the later seasons they did have more of a diverse league. But again, the league it barely lasted until the 1950s, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and they do have their own wing in the Baseball Hall of Fame, which is great.
No.
I guess I don't know about the timing of this, and it's not. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic to hear that what's her face is involved. Broad City. Who is it? What's her name?
Yeah.
Abby Jacobson.
But like the thing was that it was made at a time when it could be kind of funny that there are women in baseball, and that was the big joke of it. Like I don't have a problem with that per se, but it's very caught in 90s like, oh, look how funny it is when women try to play baseball and have to fight with their emotions and their periods and
You
their
think it's gonna come
children
up-
and their
I think
whatever.
it's going to come off as either sexist or really heavy.
Like that would be my concern. Like for the time period that it was in, it was fine. I'm not saying the original movie has no value or is sexist or anything. I just think that it's kind of iffy to recreate it now. Like,
Well, I mean,
we'll see.
I'm giving it a chance. So yeah, I'll watch it. Anybody else TV?
Kind of. Does anyone have anything else first?
Corey,
I
didn't you
have one
another
in technology that's a quick hit, but it's not TV. So go ahead.
This is both like TV movie. So there is a new documentary coming out about Robin Williams and his final days and his battle with as I'm quoting here, with a deadly neurodegenerative disorder, and it's called Robin's Wish. The trailer is out. You can find it on YouTube. Features interviews with the actor's widow, Suzanne Schneider-Williams, as well as his friends and colleagues, Sean Levy, John R. Montgomery, and David E. Kelly, who all speak to the actor's final days. Williams himself does make appearances in old clips and interviews. And in one particular moment, he says, the thing that matters is others. That's what life is about. I don't know about you guys, but when Robin Williams died, like I think a lot of us lost a piece of ourselves, especially having grown up watching him in all these awesome family films throughout the 90s and the early 2000s and all that. I'm I wouldn't say excited, but I'm intrigued by this documentary. Kind of seeing how they go with it, especially since his wife was involved in the making of this one. Yeah, there's a trailer out for it now. It will be released on demand and digital on September 1st through Vertical Entertainment. And I quote here, Robin wanted to help us all be less afraid. That was Robin's wish. We had been discussing what we wanted our legacies to be in life. When it was her time to go, how we wanted to have people, how we wanted to have people made people feel without missing a beat. Robin said, I wanted to help people be less afraid. So, Robin's wish, September 1st. So,
I mean, you had me at Robin Williams, so, you know.
Grab your tissue boxes.
All right, so let's do a little bit of cleanup here. Cora, milk. Why am I looking at this? What is this?
Okay. This was a little bit because anime news was slow this week, but also B, because now I get to talk about Prince of Tennis and it be relevant to things. So,
What the?
there was a milk commercial by the company Miloha. They actually had live people doing this commercial. It was interesting. It was two girls on a rooftop and strawberry milk. Okay, whatever. They parodied their own commercial in an animated format with Prince of Tennis's Atsobe, who is the antagonist for the show. But it gets better from there because the commercial is ridiculous. Please look it up. It's so great.
Explain this
It made my
image.
whole...
Is he wearing a kagumi?
He's wearing like a hoodie, but the hoodie jacket has like cow features on it.
Oh,
but he also has a cow tail. I don't know how to describe this.
This is so weird.
But after the commercial, the commercial is a standalone, but they have like an interview with the character of Atsobe. So there's like a Q&A that they did with the character after about his filming of the commercial. And one of the quotes, let me pull this back up. Like the company was talking about having him on the set for the commercial. Like, I can't handle this. Like, I don't know what Japan's doing. I believe they're just doing the most, and it's a bit too much for me right now.
It's marketing. Use what you got.
It is. And you know what? It's fucking working on me.
She got the F-bomb.
Oh, I see one of the reasons I think they pulled this. So Atsobe's in-character birthday is October 4th, and that's really close. And they decided that was part of why they wanted to do it.
Of course.
I don't know all of the details because it was on the company's Twitter page, and the company's Twitter page is obviously in Japanese, and I don't read or speak Japanese. So I can't confirm a lot of stuff, but they took a Prince of Tennis character, put him in a cow costume, and he sexily sold you strawberry milk, and you know what? It's working. I want this milk.
Absolute icon.
Yes. He is also in the show the most extra character and is one of my favorites, even though he's terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
That's actually being very tame for him. Anyway.
Kat, you got a tech story for us?
Okay. So this is just entertaining to me, but also is just more of a chance to bash on Microsoft. So Microsoft Excel. I don't know if you've ever used Excel. I've used it extensively for some of the things, including importing data into databases, which is kind of similar to the problem that has been going on. Excel, last time I used it, this may have changed, has had no way to turn off auto formatting options for a lot of its data. Like it was going to convert your date into whatever format they wanted, and you couldn't just say don't do that anymore. Well, here's where it gets funny. So scientists have decided to rename a bunch of human genes because they can't get Excel to stop changing the names of their human genes in their spreadsheets.
Oh.
So it's, I think, 27 genes or something. Some 27 human genes have been renamed because Microsoft Excel keeps misreading their symbols as dates. I'll give you an example of this. Membrane-associated ring CH type finger 1, abbreviated as March 1, Excel would auto-convert to 1-MAR, which is the worst date symbol I've ever seen anyway, all the time. Now it gets worse. This is dangerous. Like, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Their studies wouldn't be accurate. A 2016 study of, I think, 3,597 published papers found that roughly 1/5 had been affected by Excel errors. 20% of published documents. And they have been waiting for an update or for something to fix it for so long that they're literally just renaming the genes because they can't get Windows to stop saying, we'll fix that for you.
Dude.
Wow.
I'd be mad as hell. Mad
Clippy
as
shows
hell.
up in the sky. Hey
I
there.
say you're trying to make a date and you have like options for American date or European date and no options that say this isn't a date, leave me alone.
Coworkers
Oh
will
my
be coming back there.
goodness.
Why are all these monitors smashed?
I see you're trying to fix the human problem.
Oh,
That's-
Do you want me to mess that up for you?
I've
Yes, that's what Clippy sounds like.
I'd be mad.
Hey
I'd be
there.
mad.
Hey there, how's it going?
Okay. Microsoft, help
on,
these people out, man.
Microsoft.
They work hard enough. Okay. Damn.
That's-
Anyway.
dude, like, don't
ridiculous.
do it. This has always been my problem with Microsoft is it has a propensity to be like, but this is what we're doing. We're going to update now. Hopefully you saved your stuff. Or we're going to move around files. Hopefully, like, you've got this worked out, and not like, no, this is my computer. You work for me. Calm down. So yeah, renaming a bunch of human genes.
Yeah, I'd be mad as hell. All right, I got one last one. It's an upcoming event. Want to say something about it, but of course, DC was not present in anything for SDCC at home. But they are going to be holding, and I'm trying to find the image that I brought out, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, it's going to be called, and oh boy, DC Fandome.
No, thank you.
I kept reading this as fandom, but there's an E at the end. It's Fandome, and
Shut up and take my money.
no, do not take my money because it looks horrible. Here's the stupid logo here. Okay, I got it here. They cut off the bottom of it and made it concave so they could Fandome. This is stupid as hell. Okay, so that's bad. But it is going to be a global experience on the 22nd of August. A
Sweet.
24-hour experience for the world's greatest fans. So yeah, they're going to be supposedly having. If you look on the site, they have like 5 or 6 islands. You start out at the Hall of Heroes. They have the Watchverse, the Uverse, the Kidsverse, the Insiderverse, and the Funverse. I don't know what this is. I guess this is how they're going to introduce things from that they should have just done at San Diego Comic-Con. But yes, it's a dome, a fandome.
For the world's greatest fans, why are they doing an event for K-pop fans?
You
I was
know,
gonna make a similar joke. Like I've been a DC fan for a long time,
They're
and
not
that's
the
not
world's
true.
greatest fans. Like, I appreciate the passion. I am a DC fan, but like, why
Nope.
would you intentionally call out? Like, people know that DC fans can be really crappy about stuff. Like, come on.
I think.
Oh, that's rough.
Hey. Anyway, I got one last one. Rick one included. We watch AEW.
Yeah, we
and,
do.
One of our favorite wrestlers, Matt Hardy. Boy,
Did you
he
see
got
that
messed
chair
up. I put
he
the
took to
images
the
up.
head?
I've got it right next to you. Look at that
Look at
gash
that.
over his head. Matt Hardy, we wish you
Oh,
the best of
honey.
luck.
He took a hard hit
Is he okay? When did that happen?
last night.
Yeah. So good luck to him. But I guess you could say we have a little term called getting opened up the hard way. He got opened up
Yep.
the Hardy way.
Oh,
No.
Lord.
Go to your
Jesus.
corner, Jason. Go.
Oh, Lord
No,
Jesus.
No, that's not.
Oh,
that's not okay.
but yeah, that's like a 4-inch gash and a knot underneath it. So yeah.
He got concussed.
Oh, geez. Okay. So
Of
I mean,
course,
I'm not
you,
shocked.
you don't get that in your head without getting concussed.
I've been hit like that
Sammy
before, and I wasn't
Guevara
concussed. Maybe I
Sammy
was.
Guevara grabbed a non-folding chair and chucked it
Yeah.
at Matt Hardy's head.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But
Man,
good luck.
You
to him.
see him as soon as he gets hit, you see him do this, and he kind of puts his finger in his cut, and then when he gets Sammy Guevara does a flip and lands on Matt Hardy, you just see blood on the table that's like just oozing out of his head.
But we bring that up because also last bit of news here. AEW numbers this week.
Yeah,
How well did they do their
AEW. It's been 46 weeks since they've been on the air, and yet again they've come out on top with 901,000 viewers last night. And NXT, which is WWE, which I'm sad to say I've become less of a fan of, did right around 750 fans. That's considerably less.
750 fans?
no
750,000 fans. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So they are
The cast of Newsies just sitting there. They're like, we like wrestling.
I'm just saying that somebody else is coming for that that highly coveted. Well, they're owning that highly coveted spot on Wednesdays, so the competition is there. So, anyway, guys, that is our show. Thank you for joining us for this week for another episode of podcast that we did from we're doing from our homes. I miss my friends. Anyway, I'm sorry. It is bothersome. I hope everybody's doing okay. I miss you guys, of course. But yeah, in case you want to follow us, facebook.com/SCNS Live. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on at SCNS Live on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to follow me personally, you can follow me at Jason the X on Twitter and Instagram. Rick, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram under NerdyRick89. I'm doing the 366-day challenge. Today was day 217, I believe. I posted a picture of my Yzma Pop from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Shout out to Aubrey Sadler yesterday for helping me out do a video for a project for a friend. And join Dark Order.
Cora?
All right. If you would like to follow me for artwork and just screaming constantly about Aiden Chronicles as we continue into week 2 of kickstarting, you can follow me at Corodono Art on both Instagram and on Twitter. If you would like to follow me and see some of my Final Fantasy XIV screaming and the screenshots that I take, you can follow me on Twitter at chaotic_noodle.
Are you still screaming for the void for Suikoden, or?
I mean, she's got
this-
it now.
Screaming about Suikoden and Aiden Chronicles, it just kind of blends together now, except the void actually answered me, and I'm still very happy.
Hey.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Cat Cass?
You can find me on Instagram at The Good Cast or The Bad Cast, or on Twitter at The Good Cast.
You can find me on Instagram at BetterCat. Sometimes you can find me on Twitter at BetterCat, or you can find me on Twitter drawing ridiculous comics of things Overwatch League casters say with Cass at Doa Drawings.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. We will see you next Thursday. I think we're filming alternate heads this weekend for a little bit of toy news. Go check out some of the videos added to the channel. Been doing toy reviews because I can't do anything else. And streaming a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima. So, and might maybe Kat and I can gather up and play this Fall Guys game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great having you. As we always say around here, keep on nerding.
Keep on nerding.
See you next week.
Nerd.
Join the Dark Order.
Be a burrito.